All right, welcome back for another YouTube episode. We've got after hours access here to Hot Tackle. We've got one of my good mates, Jai, with us. This is Jai, taking him out for a fish tomorrow. He hasn't done much fishing in Lake Mac. Hasn't done much fishing at all, really. He's getting right into it now, so this is going to be a bit more of an educational one. We're going to run through a few key things that we're going to do on the lake. We're going to tell you what species we're targeting. We're going to set him up a brand new combo now because we've got access to all this amazing fishing tackle here at Hot Tackle. So let's go for a quick walk around and let's show you what we're going to get. So we've actually got a thing we do called Deals of the Week here at Hot Tackle. So we've got one of the deals of the week for him. It's a flatty pack. So Lake Mac's got a lot of flathead. We'll probably get up early in the morning, go chase a few brim around on Topwater. Don't turn off now. It'll be heaps more exciting than it sounds. I know brim's not that fun, but we'll make it fun. Gonna chase a few flathead hopefully and see what else we can get. So we've got, Jai's pretty excited with another new combo, eh?
Oh, mate.
Been collecting a few lately. What'd you do today?
I didn't get much today, did I?
Only a boat.
Oh, I did get I totally forgot about that.
He's getting that excited. He's
custom built half cab.
He's been fishing for a few weeks and decided to drive down to Sydney today and buy himself a boat. It's a bit of spare money laying around. So we've got a Samaki Zing Extreme V3 here. 7-footer, 2-piece, 2 to 4 kilo. So 2 to 4 kilo is the rating of the rod. Generally, that's sort of what pound line or what kilo line you'll run in there. So 2 to 4 kilo is 4 to 8 pound, or this one is a 4 to 8 pound. We're going to run some 10 pound on it. Braids are that thin these days. Still cast really nice, and 10 pounds going to be perfect for what we're doing. We've matched that Samaki up to a little Dial Exceller 2500 LT. Now this combo isn't crazy money. You don't need to spend an absolute bunch to get out there and fish Lake Mac. I think we're doing this combo $2.99. It is at a big discount, but 300 bucks. We're going to spool it up. We'll go for a little shop too and show you what lures we're going to run out there tomorrow on the lake. Give us a little bit of insight, and hopefully, if you just get to watch this YouTube episode, if you're watching it now, it probably means we've caught a few. So we don't catch any, I don't reckon we should be watching anything. Also too, just a quick one. He's got to look the part if he's coming fishing. He's got his on the chew gear on the chew hat and shirt. He'll be decked out in all the jersey and that tomorrow, I'm sure. All right, so we've got the rod and reel together. I'm going to spool this up with some 10-pound braid. Probably run some J-braid on there. J-braid grand, maybe 10-pound. It's nice and light. Now, the braids do break a lot higher than what they say, so a 10-pound braid's probably going to break a bit higher, but we're not going to go crazy with the leader anyway. So we're going to run anywhere from sort of a 6 to 12-pound leader, depending on what lures we're throwing, depending on how deep we're fishing. But we're going to go into more depth for that tomorrow, so we'll tell you a bit more about it when we're on the water. So I'll get this ready. We'll spool that up. And then we're going to go choose a few lures. I'm an absolute sucker for topwater anything. Lake Mac, we're not as spoiled here at Lake Macquarie. So if you don't know where Lake Macquarie is, it's the biggest saltwater lake in the Southern Hemisphere, sort of in between Newcastle and the Central Coast in New South Wales. We're not spoiled with a massive abundance of fish, but we do get some good flathead in there. It's good brim fishing, the odd dewey and king, a few other fish that get around in there that come because of the warm water at the power station, but they're not always the target species. I'm an absolute sucker for a topwater brim. It's my little topwater fix. So these Slurp 85s might look like a pretty big profile, but that's my favourite colour, and I absolutely love throwing them for me brim. So we'll grab a few of them, and we're going to probably grab a couple of other lures as well. What do we got down here? So the idea of these, you'll see how we throw them tomorrow. I'll be showing Ando what we do while we're doing it, the way to work them and all that, so you'll get a good insight on how we're going to fish. Get some of these slippery dog 80s as well. These are the Daiwa in-feet slippery dogs, or actually a new one. Let me sneak around this side. Haven't got to try one of these yet. Some of the new Molossies, the little estuary Molossies. These things look absolutely sick. 80mm size. So brim are just little GTs. Molossies catch GTs, so we're going to catch Lake Macquarie's version of a GT of brim. Imagine how many people are just yelling at the TV because I just called brim GTs. We're going to have an absolute ball, but so I'm going to grab a couple of them. Colour-wise, I don't go too crazy on colours. Topwater doesn't really matter that much anyway, because when they're looking at the lure, they're only really seeing the underside of it as well. So that pearl on the underside of that seems to work really good. I use a little bit clearer lures when I'm throwing topwater. It's just what I've come to like. It's what Lake Mac seem to work well in Lake Macquarie. So the fish is looking up. This stuff doesn't matter too much if the lure's floating on top, but you got to collect them all. So Jai come in the other day looking for, well, pretty much your first sort of go at lures, wasn't it?
First go at lures, yeah.
Hasn't fished lures much. Set him up with a little combo, got some braid on there, tied a leader with him, and got him some of these soft vibes. If you're getting into your fishing or your lure fishing, soft vibes are absolutely awesome. I throw the Samaki ones, the Xeric ones, Nomad ones, they're all very similar. These things are super easy. So they've already got the weight inside them. They've already got the hooks on them. You don't have to worry too much about getting it on straight or anything like that. You pull them out the pack, you cast them out, let them sink, and you hop them off the bottom, and they catch heaps and heaps of different fish. So Jai took that one the other day, banged a few fish straight away, only had 40 minutes in between. Bit of concrete drying.
Yeah, 40 minutes and what, 5 fish?
Yeah, so you got 4 or 5 fish. Might make us look bad tomorrow. We might have to cut that bit out. We might be 4 or 5 hours for 4 or 5 fish yet. So we'll see how we go. It's a special. As soon as you turn the camera on, they get camera shy, I tell ya. So we're going to grab a few of these soft vibes as well to throw around. So we're going to fish a little bit deeper. The time of year it is, it's starting to cool down a little bit. The bait starts to move into the deeper parts of the lake a little bit as it starts to cool down. So we're still going to try and throw some topwater around because that's what I absolutely love doing. I wouldn't go out in the lake and not throw a topwater around, but we are going to change to these as the sun gets a bit higher, or if it's not working properly, we'll move into a bit deeper water. So we'll probably throw the 85 mils. Again, I like me more natural sort of colors. We've already got that one in my hand. That's one of my favorites. Pearl shrimp there, that's a really good one in Lake Macquarie. There is other colours that would work awesome if you're in different areas around the east coast of Australia or over west, wherever you might be. So you might, this in a real clear system. Some of those rivers up around the Tweed, Gold Coast, the bright colours seem to work a little bit better in the really nice clear water. In Lake Mac, where the water's a little bit dirtier at times, or where we're going to fish, it's a little bit murkier. I prefer your more solid colours. They seem to throw a little bit more of a silhouette. So you got those a little bit more solid colours. Not to say some of these other ones don't work. They still vibrate. They still create a bit of commotion, and you might get a reaction bite anyway. But we're definitely going to chuck some of them in the bag. Keep going. Come over the other side. Obviously a ton of lures in here and a heap of stuff on the website as well, hottackle.com.au if you want to check out all this stuff. Need some jig heads. Pretty happy with myself with this one, actually. I took that photo. Did you? That's a photo of Lake Macquarie. Fluked it on my drone. Fluke. So this is a tackle box that me and a couple of the boys here put together. This is what we call our Lake Mac jig head pack. So if you don't want to think too much about what size jig heads are going to suit what size lures, we've put together a pack of jig heads that you can do a little bit of everything in Lake Mac with. So we've got some smaller ones through to a few bigger ones. 1/12, 1H, 1/8, 10, 1/4, 20, 3/8, 30, half ounce, 50. So you can chase everything from a brim in the shallows through to a dewy in the deeper water. So we'll chuck one of them in. We'll get a few plastics as well. We are going to fish some smaller lures as well. I'll grab some specific jig heads for that, but we'll tell you what they are when we're out on the boat anyway. And then soft plastics. I do love me gulps. They're just scented. They're swimming in scent all the time. They do dry out, so it is a little bit more of an expensive way to fish with your lures because you can't chuck them back in a tackle box or back in the bag, but they do fish really well. Z-Mans are awesome as well. The bait junkies are great too. Actually, we're definitely going to throw some of the bait junkie flicks around tomorrow, so we'll get some of them as well, but we'll show you a little bit of what we've got at the end too. 3-inch minnows, 4-inch, 3-inch shrimp, 4-inch minnow, little turbo shrimp. Good one.
Don't go too big until you sort of go out and see it.
Yeah, we just want to stick to that sort of anything from 2 to 4 inches.
Yeah.
I mean, more than 4 inches would be awesome, but you know, we're not all blessed. What do we got? Some minnow grubs as well. What? 3-inch minnow grubs. So we've got a little mix there. They are a bit smaller baits, but we will take some bigger ones as well. 4-inch minnows. Catch everything. Brim, flathead,
Jew.
hopefully a Jew maybe. Yeah, all sorts of stuff on them in the lake. So they're a really good bait fish profile. A lot of bait fish around at the moment. So we'll grab a few of them. 3-inch prawn from the bait junkies. From Dyer in the bait junkies. There's nothing in that pack. It's empty. What's going on, Dyer? Camo. Now, you don't need to grab all this stuff at once either. If you're someone who's starting your collection, getting a bit of fishing gear, first I'd start off with something like the Lake Mac jig head pack, 1 or 2 packets of plastics and a couple of soft vibes, and you're going to be fishing, no worries at all. One thing we definitely do need is leader. So, leader I like to run is, I do fish pretty light at times, so if I'm going out and specifically targeting, say a brim or something like that, just for a bit of a muck around, I'll fish 4 or 5 pounds. So I'll fish pretty light for the brim. They're not a crazy fish. You all know, you all want to pick on them and have a laugh and whatever else, brim fishing. But if you fish super light, it makes it a little bit more fun because every now and then they dust you. And especially if you're fishing structure. So we'll fish 4 or 5 pound. We're not going too crazy tomorrow, so we'll get some 6 pound, bit of 10 pound leader, bit of 12 if we fish a bit heavier. 10 pound is probably the best all-rounder. If you're looking for a leader, you can do a little bit of everything with. And this Dyer cross link is amazing. Yes. Oh, Jesus. All right, so we're just chucking a bit of backing on the reel. Braids are super thin. We'll chuck 150 meters on top. I'm just going to put a little bit of backing on the reel, which is just normal mono line. I use a super thin line though. You don't want it to match the breaking strain or the braid, or you don't need it to. You just want to make sure it's thin so the braid doesn't. If you use a massive, heavy, thick mono like that as your backing, your braid will sink in between the gaps and you won't be able to cast it. So you want it to be nice and thin. If you don't want to think about it at all, and you're in the Lake Mac or Newcastle Central Coast area, you just bring your reel in to Hot Tackle at Warners Bay, Morris, and we spool them for free. You can buy the braid, obviously, but we don't charge any labour to spool your reels up for you. When they get done on this machine, it goes on nice and tight too, which means your braid isn't going to spin on the spool. So we've had a few messages and customers over the years send us video or photo telling us their drag doesn't work anymore, but it's been the braid spinning on the reel. It hasn't been the reel's fault at all. So you need to make sure your braid goes on nice and tight. If you want it to go on properly, like I said, just bring it into us. If you want to get it spooled up, if you're ordering online, just give us a ring or shoot us a message and we'll spool it up before it leaves for you. So that's enough backing there to fill it up. Then we just tie the braid to the top of that and spin the braid on as well. Just means that it's going to be nice and full when Jai's whipping those big long casts out tomorrow. You don't want him getting a big tangle, big braid mess, eh? Where's that spool down there?
This
one? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. You haven't had a wind knot yet?
No.
You're living. Oh, I thought straight away, first day, big wind knot. Nothing. Big cast, snap off. You'll get it. Everyone watching's probably had it before too. Rip out a massive cast. That is a cracker cast. Your lure's just sailing, and then it just keeps sailing. And you've lost the lure. We don't mind them ones here, but you got to come back and get another lure, you know.
Yeah.
So I do prefer to tie an FG knot when I'm tying a leader to braid, but this one isn't hopefully ever going to see the light of day. And it's a little bit difficult to tie an FG knot when you're tying on this line spooler. You don't really need to tie one anyway. The idea of the FG knot is it goes through your guides a lot nicer. Double uni knots are still strong. They just don't go through your guides as nice, but this is never going to go through any guides anyway. So you're definitely better off having your reel a tiny bit under spooled than over spooled. If you got too much line on it, you're going to have dramas. And you definitely don't want your leader to wind onto your reel. So if your leader's too long and it's winding onto your reel, you need to cut it a little bit shorter, because that's going to cause your drummers when you're casting as well, going to get wind knots and stuff like that. Fluked it. Have spilled a few reels over the years. So that's on there super tight. Won't worry about the bottom of the spool. It's on there nice and tight, but we've just got a little bit of a lip left there. When he does a couple of casts, it'll loosen up, puff out a bit, so that's going to be perfect. That's spooled up. Next step, we tie a leader. We'll do all that on the water, eh? Jeez, this is going to cast nice. All right, sweet. Well, hopefully he's got a little bit of an insight into getting ready for a bit of a lake session. We've hooked Jai up with a new combo. Pretty excited with the new combo, mate.
Very excited, mate.
In
on the chew in the morning.
Catch a few fish in the morning. I don't reckon he'll get much sleep tonight. Where do you reckon you're going to sleep? You'll be out.
A bit of adrenaline high.
You're going to be out the back sitting in your new boat, eh?
Just tinkering along. I'll meet you out there in the morning.
We'll see you on the water in the morning.
See you guys.
That excited, he's already ringing, eh? Like, where are you? It's late.
Right.
Hey. Where are you? We're at the ramp.
I must have went to the wrong one.
Nah, I'm just joking. We're around the corner.
Oh, right.
We're on our way. We're running late. Sorry, mate.
Nah. Just try not to do that next time, eh?
Brakes there. Well, firstly, I need to apologise to Jai for being late at the ram this morning. He wasn't real happy, but he did bring coffees as well, eh? So we're on the lake now, have a bit of a fish. Even though we're only fishing the lake, it's still a heap of fun, and we're still going to hopefully teach you guys a lot of stuff today. Jai learned a lot of stuff today. I mean, I'll probably learn some stuff too. Every day you're on the water, you're learning more and more. So let's go and get him. All right, so we're fishing a bit of a shallow area here, like a shallow edge, sort of flat. We've driven around it. We've turned the motor off about 100 metres away, and we've crept in with the electric motor. We're fishing a few top waters, a little bit of bait around. Jai's going to be the first one to catch one, hopefully. He's going to get first cast. And the idea here is just cast as far as you can, and we'll show you as we go how we're going to work the lures. Pretty erratic, but when you're casting, you want to fan your cast out as well. So cast in different spots, work sort of like the clock. So the top half of the clock, we're working from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock, something like that. So you're working your way back and forth, because if you're drifting in a line and all you do is cast the same way the whole time, you're really only getting sort of 10 metres every time. You're just getting a little bit further and a little bit further. If you can fan your cast out on that drift or when you're moving, you're covering heaps more ground and you're getting all new ground every time you cast. The idea with lures is to take your lure to the fish, because you're not fishing baits or anything like that. So when you've got bait, you're creating smells, sight, all that stuff. With a lure, you're pretending to imitate a fish, so you don't have the smell and stuff, so you want to take it to the fish. So, all right, so he's running a little Daiwa Slippery Dog 80, little top water surface lure. He's going to rip it out now and hopefully catch one first cast, but that never happens, so rip it out, mate. Let's go, because I want to hurry up and cast, and I need you to get one before I get one. All right, what we talked about. That's it, and then pause. And then walk the dog, pause. Yeah, switching back and forth, pause. Perfect. See, told you, first cast never happens. Anyone who does YouTube and tells you they got one on the first cast, maybe they did, probably they didn't. Oh, there you go. There you go, you're on.
I'm on.
Yeah. What is it? All right. Oh, it's doing a bit of dancing. Doing a
Little
bit. It's
brim.
not a net job. Hey, Topwater. Topwater Brimbo. Done well there with the rod too, so he didn't just pole it out of the water and try and get a warranty on his rod when he high sticks it and snaps it. What do you reckon, mate? Brim's starting to grow on you or what?
Yeah.
That's not excited at all.
Big girl, but we're on the board. There we go.
Sometimes you can mix it up too, like you can have your rod tip up like this and skip them along the top. Oh, there's one. Oh, yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's a brim. Cut. It's a pike. You know what they're good for? Tackle shops.
What, just live bait?
No, because they fight you off nearly every time. Stinkiest fish in the lake. Do you want to have a smell of it?
No, don't. Thanks for your offer, but
So what we're doing here, the technique, is because we're chasing brim, I mean, same thing for flathead as well, is we just cast out, and it's called like a walk the dog action. So you want your lure, your rod tip sort of 45 and winding, and I'm just sort of shaking my rod, and I just want that lure to go side to side, and then I'll pause, side to side, pause. You can mix it up as well. You can go a little bit quicker, a little bit slower, pause longer. There's no real science to how long you pause for. It doesn't really matter a huge amount. But what I'd say is if you do get a fish chasing your lure, trying to eat it, boiling on it, don't change your retrieve. You've done the right thing to get them interested. So you want to keep them interested by keeping the same technique going. So if it's a couple of winds, then a pause, just continue to do that. Guys just missed one there. But yeah, it's super fun. I mean, it's not the craziest type of fishing. We're not going to get pulled out of the boat, but we can get up in the morning, be on the water, have a bit of fun, and it's all visual. It's so fun seeing, you know, even the fish we don't catch. Like we've had 5 or 6 strikes each already this morning. I got a pike, which is terrible. Guy's got a little brim, but we're going to upgrade. But we've seen 4 or 5 bites as well, so fun, so visual. We're just running a light braid like I spooled up last night. I got a 8-pound leader on, nothing crazy, light rod. When I'm fishing topwater, I like to use a little bit softer rod because it helps with the action of the lure. What I mean by softer is a little bit bendier. And, oh, that was a good fish. You can hear that, eh? Boom. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's a better fish. We're on the chew, boys. They're on the chew here, mate. Oh, this is a bad fish, bro. Might be in that job, this one, eh?
yeah.
I don't want to speak too soon. He could have landed on it and be gut hooked. Oh, it is the whiting. It is some monster whiting, bro. Look at the size of it. Prehistoric whiting. What is doing there? Watch the hooks come out when I try and lift the big donkey. Ooh, it's a big whiting, eh?
Yeah.
What a tinge. Look at that.
Yeah, good.
Elbow slapper. A perfect release too.
Yes.
Perfect release. That is a cool fish. Look at the girth on that. Big head on him. Big elbow slapper. Worst designed fish ever for eating top waters, but they absolutely love eating them. Let's get him back in the water real quick, we're not keeping it. Jeez, he's not swimming with the greatest, is he, Dougie? Don't eat it again. Can't film that. Oh, there we go, he righted himself. Three, two, and Little Taylor. Little chopper. Oh, you're on. You're on. Go, get it moving, get it moving. Oh, you're on.
You got off the dog.
You still got him, it's a bite.
Oh, no.
You're stinky.
I'm sick of these.
It's only smells. It's only smells. Oh, you almost put me in it. No. I just got a brim eat just then. What is that? That is the biggest brim I've ever seen. What is that? Is that the biggest brim you've ever caught? What is going on there? That is huge. That thing's 45 centimetres. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes.
We're on. And old mate's giving it, oh no, he's going towards the jetty.
That's a brim too, isn't it?
Yeah. He just done me.
No, he didn't.
He did. No, he's out. He was just in the weed. Jesus.
No, he's still on, you can see him.
Work, bro. He'll do. He had me in the weed, done a good account for himself for a little fella. He's only a tiny one, but get rid of him. Get something better than that. I was fishing a lot bigger lure this morning, earlier. We've seen them eating heaps of little prawns. They've been really shy. They haven't been eating our lures very good. So I've downsized to a lot smaller lure than what I was throwing this morning. That's a little NW pencil. I think they're like 52 mil. Jai's still throwing that slippery dog because it's a bit slimmer profile. And he's been smoking me anyway. He's about eight fish to one, the species man. It's been a bit of a slow morning on the Topwater. It's an absolute glass out, which is a terrible idea for fishing Topwater. Sun's high and starting to get a bit high in the sky now. So instead of just bashing our head against the wall all day and trying to catch them on Topwater, even though it is fun, they will shut down once the sun gets up a little bit more. But it's mad to be able to come out first thing in the morning, do a bit of this. And some mornings you'll come out when the conditions are right, like we wasn't perfect this morning with the way the wind was or wasn't there. I'd prefer a little.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's a good one. What is it? You got another species. Oh. No, dummy. No. Oh, there's one on that. Come on. Yes, there we go. This is what it was meant to be like this morning, Jai. They've had a late start to fish this morning.
So I hope we got that now.
Oh, I've hooked him side on.
Oh, yes. That's a decent spot. Oh, that's not.
No, he's hooked in the side, so they pull heaps harder. Still legal, but just still not big enough.
Catching back up pretty quick. Back.
Hit me straps, mate. finding me groove here. Tom Slater spec there, eh? Big tournament winner. That was a big one. Oh! It just disappeared and he's going back up. We're on again here. They're firing up, boys. This edge, old mate's been burling them up for us for hours. Oh yes, next one, straight away. Yeah, this is what Topwater fishing's meant to be all about. Fun.
You're joking me.
Oh, this one's huge.
No.
Get the net.
Yes.
Get the net.
Get the dog.
Get the net.
Oh no, you jigged me up. I was happy for you, deep down I wasn't.
Oh, you were off it, eh?
Yeah, I was like, nah.
That's not huge, that was a joke. Stop commenting. All right, so it's been a bit of a slow morning, but we're probably our fault. We fished a lot of stuff that looked a little bit the same the first couple of hours this morning. We're fishing like a deeper rocky edge now. We've just caught more fish in the last 50 metres than what we caught most of the morning. But we've come out this morning and I know brim fishing isn't the be all and end all, but it's super fun and we're learning about a species and then we'll go and put some time into something else and we'll actually target that. So we'll go chase a flathead in the bit deeper water, fish some different lures, different setups, and then we learn a bit more about them as well. That way you can come out and you can know, like you can get used to the conditions. You can go, sweet, oh yeah, it's doing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, get him, get him. Oh, done ya.
No, no.
Go, you still
Nice.
got it, wind. There you go. Go.
What's going on? He's
Oh,
done me.
God. I
That's
think
two
you tried-
times on video, mid-conversation.
I think you tried, didn't you try and let that one go then?
I think so, mate, yeah. I just had enough of catching him.
You tried to get it to
I
grow.
wanted him to pull me.
Did you see that big boil over that boat ramp then?
No.
Like, see those racks that go down into the water, the
Yeah.
boat ramp racks?
Yeah.
Always good to cast over them.
Yeah, right.
So those racks run out into the water and they hold all sorts of barnacles, weed, everything. They're a great spot to get busted off when you do hook a fish, but a lot of the times you'll have bigger ones sitting on them as well.
Just snag myself.
That's all right, it's fun. Is that annoying you, your rod being undone? There you go. What I was doing there is you use the rod a little bit to your advantage and you get a bit of tension on your line, and because there's no stretch in the braid, it's actually a good thing for you. He was just stuck on the rocks in there, but the hooks aren't going to sink into the rocks. It was more just snagged on it. You can use a technique where you actually use your rod to flick your line. So you hold a bit of tension on your line and on your rod and flick it and let go. Throw like a little loop down through your line and it can help get lures off snags. We're not done yet.
Watch
There you go. See? Oh, there he's a big one too. It's a big one. It's a big one. It's not a bad one. We've just driven out to a spot, there's a few little humps on the bottom. It sucks with no wind because you'd prefer at least a bit of wind to get a bit of a drift, so you're covering more ground. You can cast, keep drifting, cast. You always want to cast with your drift as well. Same with soft vibes or same with soft plastics. That way you can stay in contact with your lure. You can see what Jai's doing here. He'll wind his slack up a bit and then just leave it for a bit, Jai, and then you watch the line. When his lure hits the bottom, see the line will relax. And then it's harder because we're not drifting, but then you want your lure to be in contact with the bottom. Wind your slack up, a couple of hops, and then hop it off the bottom, get your vibe to work or whatever lure you're working, give it that erratic motion, and then wind your slack up again. So normally you'd be going with that with your drift. Wind at your back, big long cast, get to your lure, let it sink to the bottom, watch your line relax a little bit, a few hops, wind your slack up, a few hops. That way if you do get any bites, and you'll still feel that tick in your line, or you'll see the tick in your line even, you'll see it get tight and then you've got to strike and set those hooks. So don't have to strike like crazy, but you want to get the hooks into them. Just tie a leader here. We're not going to fish super heavy. I'm going to fish like probably a 10-pound leader. I like to live a bit dangerous. I like to run an FG knot when I'm tying leaders. Everyone's got their own way of tying an FG knot. This one isn't a tutorial because there's heaps of good videos online to watch if you want to learn how to tie an FG knot, but this is how I tie my ones real quick. Bit of tension on the line from the rod, line in my mouth, and then just over under. No science to how many times. I just feel like when I've done enough, that's enough. Half hitch one way, half hitch the other way. Something that my missus cooks amazing. Finish it with a risotto. I go around, like I said, this isn't a tutorial. I just want to tie a quick leader because we're on the water, but go around 5 or 6 times, and then I go the same way with my with the rest of the loop. Get that there. Pull that down nice and tight, lock it off. Kidding. Empty Samaki's vibe pack. Camo colour. Fish will do well to see this one, eh? All right, my knot to tie my lure on. I use this knot for everything. Uni knot. Through the split ring, and I just roll the line in my finger and thumb. So if I roll that, creates a little bit of a kink in it, lay it back on itself, both bits of line in that finger and thumb, and then I'm just wrapping around both lines, so back through the hole and around the main line. Do that about 3 times. Bit of spit, tighten it down, done. It's someone else's line. Are you kidding me?
Oh.
I've just hooked a combo. I thought it was a big flathead that just hasn't taken off yet. I did set mine to hook the rod and reel it. Oh, wow. What were they chasing? Big squidgy rigs.
Yeah, really slowly.
Squidgy wriggler. Clip, bait chunky jig heads. What are we, this is like magnet fishing. Whoever wants their bait junky jig head with a clip on it back, get at me. They did go when he wants to go. We get the net. Well, turns out Jai didn't want me to change his lure. He wanted to hook one just as I was about to rig him up a new one. He's hooked something here. What is it? What we got here? Lose it on the Alecki.
It's a bloody decent size.
Oh, it's good flathead, bro. That's a cracker. Keep its head in the water. Try and keep its head in the water. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a dog. Give him the head. Yeah! We got that. Oh, yes! That is sick, bro!
He's a good bloody man.
That's a cracking funny.
One more.
Yes, look. I take it back, mate. I'm not changing your lure on you. That's sick. PB flatty or what?
It is, yeah.
Sick. Just dipped her back in the water there, got the bogas in there and put her in the net. Just give her a bit of a breather back in the water. I'll look after these bigger flatties. Real nice fish, this one. Want to get it on the brag mat. We've just wet the brag mat first as well, not take any slime off her.
64.
Yeah, give you just over 64 there. Measurement for Jai, that's his PB flatty. Pretty cool to come out and get your PB, eh, mate? On a lure too. Show the bogas out. That's a good one. It went pretty hard too, eh?
At the start I was like, I'm not sure, and then I was like, nah, this is good.
Airfish. Oh, it's a sick flatty, man. Woo! The best release I've ever seen. Yeah.
Pretty much. He was trying to change my lure, and I just had full confidence of one more cast, and I railed in me sheep eating, and I'm absolutely stoked about it.
That's unreal. How good's fishing, eh?
I love it.
Well, hopefully you all enjoyed that as much as me and Jai did. I know I had an absolute ball spending a bit of time on the water with Jai. First time we've fished together, fishing lures. It's been an absolute awesome time. You had a bit of fun, mate?
Had great fun, yeah. A lot of new techniques that I've never knew about, you know. Not knowing much about it, just throwing a bit of bait in, and it's just a bit boring compared to a few things that you showed me today. Just goes to show how fun you can actually have at your local.
Yeah, how much fun we can have out here for sure. Yeah, hopefully, you know, we do the GT stuff. We've been and chased marlin, we've done all that sort of thing, and I just wanted to do something that's probably everyone can go and do. We would have spent 20 bucks in fuel today in the boat, and you don't need a big flash boat. You can go and do it in a tinny. You can go do what we done in your kayak. You can go and do it in sort of anything you want. So just get out on the water. Hopefully you can take a bit out of the video. If you got any more questions, shoot us a message or come and see us at either of the Hot Tackle stores. and we'll look after you. We'll set you up, show you what you need to get out there on the water. Thanks, mate. Cheers for an epic day. Congratulations on that PB flatty as well.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
See you on the next one.
See you guys.